Hello, everybody! This is UB2 coming at you with my review of episode 10 of Monthly Girls Nozaki-kun. Now let's get into this. Now this was a kind of a two-parter episode, but at the same time they were tied kind of together, things crossing over a little bit in each half. From the later first half crossing over a little into the second half. So let's get into this. Now, this was a pretty awesome episode. This kicks off with basically Wakamatsu coming in to Nozaki's, and Nozaki has been suggested that he could take a couple minor characters from his manga and give them their own side story, and he's trying to figure out what to do. And Wakamatsu comes in, and he has a ticket to a movie that he got from Yuzuki. And he's like, what should I do, Nozaki? Should I go? And Nozaki goes, you should go, and then you should tell me everything that happened on the date. Because Nozaki sees this as a way to get storylines or information that he can use for his manga. So this is hilarious because Nozaki is always focused on his manga. And the fact that he's always focused on his manga, he is always looking for real life experiences that people have had, people he knows, what they've done, who they are, and in order to make them, basically turn them into parts for his manga. And of course, Yuzuki and Wakamatsu basically go out on their date, and he's referencing Nozaki's manga, and he dresses all up, and she shows him, like, why are you so dressed up? And he thinks it's like she really wants to go on a really romantic date with him. And instead, they don't pick a romantic movie. She picks a B-rated alien action violent movie, and and Wakamatsu's like, so I never figured this out. How do you know which armrest is yours, whatever? And he's trying to discuss this with Yuzuki, and all she does is she puts both hands down on both armrests, and he's like, how can I get her to give me one of the armrests? And he goes, I'll go to the concession stand and buy drinks. And he goes, and he gets back and goes, oh crap, I should have bought one drink, that way I could put my drink on there, and she'll put hers on hers, and that will designate one of mine, one of the armrests for me. So then he goes back, and he gets a bucket of popcorn. He goes like, yes, one bucket of popcorn. That will designate my spot, my armrest. And he puts it down. Of course, she starts shoveling the popcorn into her mouth. So this was hilarious altogether. Every time he tried to designate at least one armrest as his, it failed. And that was hilarious. And then later on throughout the movie, Yuzuki, she is getting a kick out of seeing the people die and laughing at it, and people suffering, and she's laughing at it. And Wakamatsu's like, is she sadistic? Does she get a kick out of seeing people get hurt? Or is she the type that roots for the bad guy? And by the time he gets over the action stuff, she's just snoozing on his lap over the side of the armrest. And he's like, should I wake her up? No, I'm going to let her sleep and then have the fun of seeing what her reaction is when she wakes up and notices she's sleeping on me. So he is kind of getting a crush on her, even though she gives him total hell when she's playing basketball in the basketball court as an extra member, even though she's a girl. And on the way back, he's like, I really can't take this. This is annoying. And he says, I don't know what to do, whatever. And she goes, oh, that's too bad. I have this extra ticket to an amusement park. One of my friends just can't do it, and the other one has a boyfriend, so the other guy has a girlfriend, so, and he's like, no, take me, you don't want to mess that up. So that was hilarious. And later on, he finds out that Seo of the Glee Club, who is Yuzuki, basically he wants to find out who this beautiful singer is, because remember a couple episodes back, Nozaki got Wakamatsu this tape of Yuzuki singing, who is the siren of the Glee Club, and he's been entranced by this, so he's trying to figure out who the girl in the Glee Club is, that sings so beautifully, and again, he's doing that, but he can't go into the room. He's too nervous. He doesn't know what to do. And, of course, Hori-chan shows up, and he basically says, can you go in there and find this out? And she goes, sure, I can walk in there and find this out. And Hori-chan goes in there, comes out a few minutes later, and Wakamatsu's like, did you find out? I was like, no, but I got a couple good ideas for our next play. Let's make it a musical! And that's basically this first half, sort of the first half. The second piece in between is we have Kashima, and she is depressed about the idea that Hori-chan has decided to make the next play a musical because it turns out she is tone deaf. She cannot sing to save her life. She's like, she's horrible. This was funny because we got to hear her singing because she basically asks Yuzuki if she can listen to her sing and give her some pointers. When she's doing this, basically it's killing Nozaki and Sakura. They're like this. They cannot take it. They cannot take it. It is horrible. And basically, Yuzuki is blunt. She goes, I suggest you just give up now or try for a year and just give up after that. You're not doing this. You're not singing. You suck. So, luckily for Kashima at the end, Hori-chan has forgotten all about the idea of basically doing the play. But the second time she comes back to get Yuzuki's help to sing, lo and behold, basically what happens is Kashima is already in the Glee Club room waiting for Yuzuki, and Yuzuki walks in to, again, help listen to Kashima sing to help her out, but lo and behold, outside is Wakamatsu. And when Kashima starts singing her horrid singing, unfortunately, Wakamatsu gets the wrong idea and thinks it's Yuzuki. And because of that, he's sort of like, I feel bad for her. I'm sad. It's horrible that she's in this club and she sings so horribly. Doesn't she know it? So this is hilarious misunderstanding in this half. And then later on, it's basically a play with Hori-chan and Kashima, and it's just hilariousness. First, one of the members of the drama club had broken their leg, thus Hori-chan has to stand in as a member in the play. And we have fun stuff. We have him basically battling against Kashishima, who again is playing the prince in this episode and in this play. And all this fun stuff happens, and it's hilarious, and they won't back down. They get kind of too into it, and it gets really intense. And then later on, they go like, Nozaki, you seem the right height. Could you go in there, go in the back and get an outfit, and come out here and join us for this play? And Nozaki comes out, and he is in a full-body teddy bear outfit. So that is hilarious. And they're like, Nozaki, do it the way you learned to do in gym. And they're thinking, kendo. But no, Nozaki was basically judo. So he's like, ugh, and stuff like this with a sword. So that's hilarious as hell, the misunderstandings. And finally they go like, who can we get that that's easy to manipulate and does what you say, you don't have to do sweet talk him. And of course you get Mikoshiba out there. They sweet talk him up, they put him on stage, and he does it. And while Mikoshiba is doing this, we have Hori-chan watching and was like, I've seen this guy before. Where have I seen him? Yes, where have I seen him? I don't know. And then he remembers from the female protagonist of Nozaki-kun's manga that Nozaki based Mikoshiba at. Basically, he based her after Mikoshiba. And this is hilarious because afterwards, every time Hori-chan is trying to talk to Mikoshiba afterwards, he starts calling him by the female protagonist's name and the manga. So this was hilarious and altogether. And then it swings back at the end with basically Wakamatsu, after the credits, basically Wakamatsu peeking in on Yuzuki and seeing how her advice. First, she seems to give good advice to girls, and then suddenly it flips over to a bad advice. And it's like, oh, she's trying to help. She's maybe not that bad of a person after all. What? No, not that kind of advice. Oh, she's wonderful. Oh, no. So, this is great. I'm loving the fact that we have it that Wakamatsu seems to be getting real feelings for Yuzuki, and the fact that I would love to see them turn out as a couple by the end of the series. I'm loving the thing with Hori-chan and Kashima, and I want to see them as a couple by the end of the series. And of course, I want to see Nozuki and Sakura as a couple by the end of the series. So this was a fun series episode. It had a lot of laughs. It had a lot of awkward moments. It had a lot of misunderstandings, and that's what made it so great. It had three couples I want to see happen by the end of the series going on through this, but because this is a comedy series, because this is very made full of laughs and not a romance, we'll be lucky if we just get Nozuki and Sakura by the end of the series. But still, this was a good episode. I'm really loving it, and I'm looking for more. Thus, this is the old boy 82 saying. If you like this video, please click like. If you want to see more, please subscribe. This is you 82 signing out.